Turns from the disabled list, and he'll do it against who else but the Phillies. The last time Sanchez saw the Fighting Phils was during all the drama of Game 6 in the NLCS. Now he takes them on once again in Game 2 of the series. Giants, Phillies, next.
Another sellout here at 3rd and King as we get ready for Game 2 of this 4-game series, Giants and Phillies. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me, as always, is Mike Krukow. Well, it was the Phillies last night. It was Cliff Lee who set the tone for this series. And now it's up to the Giants to strike back. And they'll do it with a guy that hasn't pitched in the big leagues for about a month.
Hasn't pitched in the big leagues for a month, but he's got great numbers lifetime against these Phillies. Jonathan Sanchez, 3-1 against the Fighting Phils with a 2.86 ERA. Now, this is a game that figures to be all about pitching. The first time the Giants saw Vance Worley in Philadelphia last month was the first time this kid ever threw a complete game, and he stuffed the Giants. So it figures to be another game like last night. Low scoring, not a lot of runs, not a lot of hits, but the big key for the Giants is Jonathan Sanchez. If he can find early mechanics, he's going to give his team a chance to win.
All right, it should be fun. It always is here at AT&T Park. When we come back, Amy G is going to take a look back at Game 6 with Jonathan Sanchez and Chase Utley, friends for life, right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America. Before our national and the San Francisco Giants, ask that you pause for a moment in honor of 9-year-old Ryan White. Ryan, who is visiting San Francisco from Pennsylvania, was critically injured in a hit-and-run accident near his downtown hotel following last
AT&T and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Well, that's a beautiful sight, an aerial of Coit Tower in the city by the bay. This evening, it's game 2 of a 4-game series at AT&T Park, and the Giants need a bounce-back win, and they need to get their bats going against the first-place Phillies, who shut them out last night. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and Jonathan Sanchez gets his first start this evening after coming off the disabled list, and things get interesting when Jonathan Sanchez faces the Phillies' second baseman, Chase Utley. We're going to take you back to 2009. Jonathan Sanchez zooms one over Utley's head, and Utley not too happy about it. Next pitch, steps out of the box fairly late, and Sanchez throws the ball in disgust. And then Utley says, "See ya," and goes yard. But the Giants ended up getting the last laugh. They won that game. We're going to fast forward to 2010, Game 6, NLCS. Utley nailed in the back by Sanchez and then tosses the ball over Jonathan's head, who's clearly not happy about it. Words were exchanged. I'm going to let you figure out what they're saying. And shortly thereafter, a bench clearing ensues. Now, while that scuffle is going on, reliever Jeremy Affeldt was in the bullpen warming up, and he clearly did not lose focus, nor did the Giants bullpen. Affeldt comes in immediately following that clearing, and he, along with 4 other Giants relievers, went on to shut out the Phillies over 6 innings and clinch the NLCS. All right, let's get to tonight's game. Bruce Bochy's shaking up the lineup and needs Jonathan Sanchez to throw freely. First pitch coming up in moments, but first we're going to check in with our Sportsnet Central studios immediately following these messages. Stay with us.
is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 61 degrees here at the Yard. We have winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity at 76%. And here's a major scoop, folks. Chance of fog.
Well, yeah, there's a chance.
All right, here's the Phillies lineup that'll be facing Jonathan Sanchez. The only regular not in the lineup is Ryan Howard, so it'll be Rollins, Polanco. Victorino will hit third. That puts Utley in the cleanup spot. Hunter Pence, big numbers since he came over from the Houston Astros. Ibanez will follow Pence. Then it's Mayberry, Snyder, and Vance Worley.
Now on the hill tonight for the Giants is Jonathan Sanchez, and it's been a while. His last start came back on the 24th of June. And this is what he has done in 16 starts, 4-5 with 3.81 ERA. Look at 92 strikeouts in 89 2/3. You'll see a fastball that'll go low 90s with a split and a slurry breaking ball. But if he's got it going, I mean, he can get you out with just a fastball. That's how good it can be. Against these Phillies lifetime, 3-1 with a 2.86 ERA. And let's take a look at the defense playing behind Jonathan Sanchez. Sherholtz, Torres, Beltran, that's your outfield from left to right. Cabrera, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Keppinger and Huff on the right side, and the white side will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Rollins, is Jonathan Sanchez. Back on a big league mound, about to throw the first pitch of this game. And here it is, and Rollins takes a strike. So we get underway a little early at 7:14. The 0-1 pitch to Rollins, and Rollins checks his swing and rolls it foul. It's 0-2. Rollins hitting at 264. There's some fans welcoming Sanchez back. Rollins with 13 home runs, 48 RBIs. With Polanco to follow, and Rollins out on 3 pitches. How about that?
2 fastballs and a hard slider, and you notice him doing something different. The head does not dip down. He does not tuck his chin into his chest. He keeps his eye on the target. And folks, that's a good breaking ball right there. He's got knee-high command, and that's what you look for early on with Sanchez.
And that'll bring to the plate Polanco. Polanco last night, 1 hit and 4 at bats. And he takes a strike. Home plate umpire is Mike Muslinski.
And you're going to see a good umpire tonight. This is a young umpire who's got a good low strike zone. He gives you width on both sides of the plate, very consistent. We like his zone.
0-2. Winners Everett Cuccione from first to third. 0-2 to Polanco. Foul back as Sanchez just pounds the strike zone, and it stays 0-2. Utley watching. Victorino is on deck. One ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good 0-2 breaking ball right there. It's right exactly where he wanted it. See, his chin does not tuck into his chest. It stays very still, eyes on the target, and then you watch the eyes after he throws it. Is he watching the ball after he throws it? He is not. That is our Ultimoro, is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 2 basic skills in throwing.
Out of play, stays 1-2. So Sanchez, who went 2-0 against the Phillies last year, that was during the regular season. Like mentioned earlier, 3-1 lifetime. Two and 2 to Polanco.
Boy, another nice breaking ball down below the zone ahead the count. Just like the 0-2 pitch, that 1-2 pitch. It's a good teaser. I mean, a lot of guys are going to bite at this one. From Polanco's perspective, that's a pretty good take.
Two pitch. Ooh, close. 3-2.
That's a little high for his zone. Comes back with a breaking ball, a little bit above the belt.
Well, it was a strike last night. 3-2 to Polanco. Started out 0-2. He works it to 3-2. And he walked him. So good at bat from Polanco.
And I'd have to say it's a pretty easy take right there. So now we'll see Sanchez out of the stretch for the first time tonight.
Victorino, 2 for 3 last night. He's got some ownage on Jonathan Sanchez. He's 6 for 15. Polanco with 3 steals on the year. He has not been thrown out. With Utley on deck. Just underway here at AT&T Park. Glad you joined us. Nice night for baseball. Another sellout crowd. Arizona in LA playing as we speak in Arizona. They're in the 3rd inning. 0-0. And a strike to Victorino. Big breaking ball.
The thing about Sanchez tonight, he's not on any specified pitch count. They're going to treat him like this is any other start. His arm strength has been built back up, so if he goes over 100 pitches tonight, they're not going to wink at that at all.
Big chopper. Cabrera steps on the bag in the dirt. Huff digs it out. Double play. Nice first inning for Jonathan Sanchez. Giants coming up. Started my partner's daughter, Tessa Kruko. She was very much privileged to sing the national anthem, and she nailed it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant. that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, that's what you call nailing it. So nice job by your daughter.
Let's go, Tess. Had a babe.
1 ball and 1 strike to Andres Torres. Torres takes low. It's 2-1. Keppinger to follow, and then Carlos Beltran. No score, bottom of the first inning. Giants facing Vance Worley, who beat him just about a week ago. And a strike at the knees to make it 2-2.
Well, he beat him with great fastball command. And, he's not a high velocity guy. You'll see low 90s fastballs, a 2-seamer, a 4-seamer, and it's a pretty sneaky delivery that gets on guys quickly.
Look out. I gave you the first 3 in the lineup, and the rest of the lineup goes like this. Following Beltran will be Sandoval, Huff, then Cabrera, Sherholtz, 8th, Whiteside, Sanchez, 9th. Two-two pitch is low and away in a full count.
Saw a lot of fastballs in his outing in Philadelphia. Along with that fastball, he's got kind of a slurvy breaking ball, but he locates it well. And a nice tilt to it. And then he has a changeup. There you see his numbers, 7-1, a 2.33 ERA. He's a strike thrower.
It's this one on the ground to Utley, and on the 3-2 pitch, Torres bounces out.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Vance Worley tonight. It'll be Ibanez, Victorino, and Pence. That's your outfield. Rollins and Polanco on the left side of the infield. Utley and Mayberry on the right side. And Schneider will be in the squad, putting down the signs. As you have heard, Vance Worley is a kid out of Sacramento. Went to McClatchy High School. C.K. McClatchy. Then he went to Long Beach State.
Here's Keppinger. Keppinger hitting at 295. 4 home runs, 21 driven in, 1 for 4 in that start against Worley a week ago. And here he takes low, and it's 2-0.
You can imagine Worley's going to be pretty pumped up being from Sacramento. I'd have to imagine he's got a lot of fans, friends, relatives, family members.
He pours in a strike after falling behind 2-0. Beltran to follow. Three and 1. The Phillies own the best record in baseball, a .649 winning percentage. And the 3-1 to Keppinger, and it's ball 4.
Let's take a look at our Farmers Insurance report card. It's all about Carlos Beltran and his career at AT&T. Likes to hit here. It's .327. That's 34 for 104. 12 doubles, 4 triples, 9 walks, 9 RBIs. First 4 games here with the Giants, hitting .412, 7-17 with 2 triples.
.287 hitter. Takes low. He's 1 for 6 against Worley lifetime. The one hit a double. He's got 15 big flies on the year with 68 RBIs. Keppinger with his lead. And a strike to even the count. Sandoval watching from the on-deck circle. The Giants with a base runner, Keppinger. And it's just inside 2 balls and a strike.
It's a very quick unload time out of the stretch for Worley. He's a big guy, 6'2", 230, but he's under a second from his unload time. The time he starts his motion, the time that ball hits the catcher's glove.
On the ground into right field, a base hit. Keppinger's going to hit second and go to third as Pence hits the cutoff man first and third with 1 out. Boy, that's one thing we've seen him do so well is he can hit that hole.
Now, he hits that hole between first and second so often you kind of think he does it on purpose. And if you watch the discipline that he has in batting practice and the back control that he shows every day, it's not something that is that hard to believe. He knows what he's doing with that bat in his hand. And the first baseman holds a runner on. It opens up a hole. Bingo. Gonna find it.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval took an 0 for 3 against Worley. He's hitting .309. Breaking ball is hit high into center field. Victorino is going to backpedal and catch. Tagging is Keppinger. He will score 1-0 Giants.
Good at bat.
Sandoval with his 41st RBI of the season. So with Beltran at first and 2 outs, here's Aubrey Huff. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. And that one gets away from Schneider and a free 90 feet for Beltran.
Now, right now, Worley is a little geeked up, as you can imagine. Almost hits the elbow of Huff. Schneider can't get a grip on it, so a free 90 feet, and with that, Huff gets a runner in scoring position, try and cash in.
Ruled a pass ball. And a strike to Huff. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's kind of a rough pass ball.
Yeah, I agree. Huff breaks his bat and rolls this one to second. Utley charges and flips it to Mayberry, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board after 1-0 San Francisco.
Pad inside stat. Major League team ERA leaders. Well, the Phillies on top. The Giants right behind them. And then, hey, maybe it surprises you, maybe it doesn't. The San Diego Padres are third. Utley's going to lead things off. 1-0 Giants.
Yeah, this is one of the key matchups tonight's game right here.
And a strike to Utley. I thought maybe the Braves would be in the top three, but they end up being fourth. Oh, and 1 to Utley. Utley had the night off last night. Hitting 3 for 11 with a double and a home run lifetime against Sanchez. Two balls and a strike.
Two pretty good takes right there. I mean, those are close pitches. Curveball could have been called a strike. And I'll say this, every time Utley takes an at bat against Sanchez, it's got his attention.
Goes a pitch in on his hands and he fouls it back. He's got a short, quick swing, Utley does, but it is very powerful. I think he'd like to be able to get him out with the breaking ball as opposed to throwing him another fastball. Right at Huff. 1 out.
He plants that inside fastball, and that's the key. When he's got a low sling to his delivery, he cannot get that inside location. Now, yes, it was hit hard, but it was the location that he intended. And you tip your cap to the swing of the bat from Utley. They set up in the outside corner, but look where this thing goes. Utley drops the head on it, and it finds a glove, fortunately.
Here's Hunter Pence. A long home run for Pence yesterday. Here he takes backdoor breaking ball that misses.
Right now, Weslinski's missed about 3, and we've seen him about 4 times, and he had a much more consistent strike zone. Tonight, he is a little bit weird.
Big chopper, foul. Right down the line, and it was a long one.
One of the few times that Bumgarner elevated, and it was in the 2nd inning. He throws it right at the belt, and it quickly became 1-0. Cliff Lee didn't need a lot of runs last night.
No. Keppinger really playing Pence to pull, and he throws him out. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, Dwayne. Well, Carlos Beltran hasn't just made a difference with his bat. He's given some really good advice. He's worked with Andres Torres, helping him coordinate his hands and reminding Andres to step back from the plate. He swings a 35-inch bat. He's also been working with Pablo Sandoval. Told him that he noticed that he was looking for a specific pitch to hit. Told him to get back to what he does best. That's being aggressive. Evidence in the 1st inning on a first pitch sacrifice fly. Beltran said, quote, "When Pablo gets hot, we're going to be good." Gentlemen?
Well, I'm in with that one.
Well, since Beltran came here, he's sitting over 380, so that's pretty hot.
Ibanez at 247, 0 for 6 in his career against Jonathan Sanchez. Beltran's going to move over towards the line. He's going to settle underneath this one and put it away, and that'll end the inning. Orlando Cabrera will lead things off.
August 5th, 1986, that's when Giant southpaw and future Hall of Famer Steve Carlton recorded his 4,000th career strikeout. Carlton fan Red center fielder Eric Davis in the third inning at Candlestick Park, and Hackman Leonard was standing next to me. He said, "That guy's all class."
Yep. I was doing the game with Joe Morgan that night, and Joe said to me, "Never got me."
That's because you always played when he pitched.
Here's Cabrera, and it's up and in, 1-0. I made that up. Joe's at home going, "You know what? That's bull." Well, it is. I made it up.
Joe got to play with Carlton in 1983 when the Phillies went to the World Series, played Baltimore.
Cabrera takes a strike. 2-11 in a Giants uniform. This guy's got it going. What's he making, cupcakes on there?
I think
no,
he's
corn on the cob?
Yeah, he's blowing up Jiffy Pop.
On the ground, towards the hole, into the hole, in a leadoff single for Cabrera. Well, if you forgot what it looked like, this is what that 4,000th strikeout looked like in 1986. Is that Bob Melvin? I think it was.
4,000 strikeouts.
Well, Joe, if you're on the couch at home and you're just wondering if you ever struck out against Carlton, the Sherrills takes low 13 times. But we can't all just say the bad. I mean, maybe Joe hit like 12 home runs off of him. Down low again, and it's 2-0. Joe ended up walking 20 times at 264 against lefty.
He was not an easy hitter or an easy at bat from the right side. He was almost impossible from the left side.
2-0. 2-1 as Sherrills takes a strike at the knees. See the defense pretty much straight away for Sherrills. As he fouls this one back, it's 2-2. Sherrills with a couple of days off. See the kid brought his glove, made a nice play. Bruce Bochy gave Sherrills the day off, the last couple of days off, because he's in a bit of a funk right now. 4 for his last 35. And he hits this one twice, and it stays 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to Nate Sherrills. And he got him.
Good breaking ball. Well, the Pirates are coming to town. That's right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're going to take on the Giants for a 3-game set. First 2 games are night games at 7:15. Wednesday's a nooner. The games here this weekend are all sold out. So if you want to see the Giants this homestand, you need to get on the phone right now and say, "I want to see those Pirates." There are good seats still available for all 3 games.
Here's Eli Whiteside. Whiteside took an 0 for 3 against Worley back in Philadelphia. You had a home run off of Carlton.
I did. And I was stunned.
I got a walk off of him.
You had a hit off of him. See, pitchers get different pitches to hit than regular players. Just have to be ready for the first pitch.
1-0 to Whiteside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jonathan Sanchez in the on-deck circle. Just inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Dodgers dropped a 6 spot on Arizona in the 3rd inning. 6-0 LA.
Seems weird to root for the Dodgers, doesn't it?
Could be a double play ball. Utley's got it. He uses his glove to flip to Rollins, and that'll end the inning. 4-6-3, 1-0 Giants. Time for Subway Eat Fresh Ass Kruk and Kuip. What do you mean when referring to someone as a gamer? That comes from Dave from Richmond, Indiana.
Well, when you call somebody a gamer, that's because they're ready to go. You say game on, and they're ready to step right in. And we see them all over the place. Tell they're bringing their gloves, they got their uni on, their hats folded right, they're ready for game, baby. And they don't go home early. That right there, that's a gamer. That kid is a gamer.
Yep.
Plus, if there's a game that breaks out in the backyard, he's on it. First round pick.
Mayberry, Snyder, Worley here in the 3rd. 1-0 Giants. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. That's what Cliff Lee did so well last night. What does that say? 27 out of 33 or some ridiculous number like that.
It was really a beautifully pitched game.
The pitch is a bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2.
Good hard slider. Dave Righetti suggested not tucking your chin into your chest as you start your motion. Instead of doing that, keep your eye on the target and never take it off.
Joe Lacob, the owner of the Golden State Warriors, sitting next to Larry Baer. Is that orange Joe's got on?
Yeah.
I think that's Giants orange, right? That's not Warrior orange.
No.
Yeah. So way to go, Joe. Fouled out of play. At least that's the story we're going with. We saw Joe at the barbecue Wednesday after the ball game over at the Comcast barbecue. Joe's going through what we went through a number of times as players. You run into someone now associated with the NBA, and it's always about a lockout or strike, and And, you know, it's a tough time right now because it's not what people really want to talk about. But we've been there. Payoff pitch to Mayberry, and it's popped up. It's going to be Aubrey Huff near the mound. And he puts it away as he crawls up the mound. You're feeling for the mound with your feet is what you're doing. You know it's about to hit you. And you don't want to look like an idiot by falling on the mound.
It's a distraction. And you can't take your eye off the ball. You know where the mound is. But you also know that you can stumble on that thing.
It's like going up the steps in your house with the lights off. I know it's there. I know it's there. Can you imagine if there were like steps to the bathroom in the middle of the night? It'd be a disaster.
Yeah, not good. Bad combo.
0-2 to Snyder.
Oh, he's got a nice feel of that breaking ball.
Giants scored in the first. A walk to Keppinger. And then Beltran singled, putting runners at first and third, and Sandoval on one pitch, a sacrifice fly.
He's made some really good two-strike pitches tonight. He hasn't gotten any of the coin tosses that could be called either way, one for the hitter, one for the pitcher. I mean, that's a great two-strike pitch. Ryan Schneider, pretty good eyeball on that one.
And he's going to go around. Yep.
See ya. Strikeout number 2. Set him in the outside corner, goes up and in. And Schneider starts his swing, cannot pull up. Did he go?
See, I don't think that's a swing. I mean, did he attempt to swing at it, or did he attempt to stop and get out of the way?
I think he did both. I feel strongly both ways.
Yeah. I know one thing. When we were kids, you had to break your wrist.
Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah. Hey, he broke his wrist. All right. I don't think I did, but all right. Low to Worley, who's 4 for 25. And he shoots it into center field. And that's the first hit for the Phillies. And it comes with 2 outs in the third. All right, so Worley played a little wiffle ball in Sacramento.
Well, he's a backyard boy. We were impressed with the swing we saw in Philadelphia. Here, just kind of laying some wood. Going right back up the middle, controlled hack.
Rollins struck out in the first. He has had little success against Sanchez lifetime, 1 for 17. That's a good looking lid.
Yeah, that's a good looking lid. That's a gamer. That is a gamer babe from Half Moon Bay.
Rolled foul, 0-2. All right, so a little shrimp now on the Barbie.
That's a lot of shrimp.
I love shrimp on the grill.
That's the secret sauce right there. A little butter. Oh man, swash. I'm in. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
We got to do a game from there. A couple of big monitors. Come on.
Come in.
1-2 to Rollins. Look at this guy. He knows there's shrimp, so he's just going to hang around.
He's looking for some tail or something. Just flipped off the Barbie. Shrimp tail.
One-two pitch. Rollins pulls it foul.
That curveball is a good go-to pitch for him tonight.
One and two to Rollins. Got him.
Changeup.
1-0 Giants. I want to get that. I want to get that.
The game, the Giants held a moment of acknowledgement. A real tragedy last night. 9-year-old Ryan White from Pennsylvania, he's been visiting with his family, a big Phillies fan, was the victim of a hit and run on his way back to his hotel last night in downtown San Francisco. We are asking everyone to keep Ryan and his family in their thoughts as he is in critical condition this evening. Dwayne and Mike.
Yep, that's exactly right. And we will. Jonathan Sanchez will lead things off. Giants with a 1-0 lead. First pitch is high and wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Sanchez takes high and wide again.
See, Worley has a little mannerism as he gets the ball in his glove, it gets his grip, he'll shake the glove, and he does that for one reason, so as not to tip a pitch.
And he comes back with a strike. 2-1.
Some guys used to or will go in to get a pitch and they'll wiggle their glove when they're fixing a grip on a breaking ball. It tips the pitch. Well, one way to get rid of it is just wiggle it on every pitch. Pete Rose is here.
Pete's here, yep.
Hey, Pete. It wouldn't hurt to take a pitch right there.
Yeah, was that a strike?
Well, I don't know. I think he was trying to hit it in the pond. I know that much.
Sanchez out swinging, second strikeout for Worley. Torres bounced out to second. That came in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. He did get the count to 3-2.
The other thing, too, we noticed when Worley faced the Giants in Philadelphia is he liked to work a quick pace. I know Jimmy jacking around. He gets the ball, gets up, and goes.
Well, if you're throwing strikes, it really works. 1-1 pitch to Torres. Swinging a foul down the left field line.
All right, we got a man making a play and taking a bow. High-fiving the whole section.
1-2 pitch. And Torres out swinging.
Nice location with that backdoor breaking ball.
Here's Keppinger.
Worley starting to look like he settled down a little bit from those first couple innings. It usually takes about 2 innings if you have an adrenaline hit going into a start, and you can imagine he would, being a local guy, Bay Area guy, Sacramento guy.
Keppinger drew a walk and scored in the first. Here he swings at the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Beltran to follow should Keppinger reach. Lines this one. Victorino is there, and that'll end the inning. 1-0 Giants through 3.
.7:15 game against the Pirates. It's also our second annual Grateful Dead night here at the Yard. Your special event ticket will include a seat in the Deadhead section and a very special limited Giants Dancing Bear collectible statue. Fans will also be treated to some pregame performances by Grateful Dead tribute bands, and performing the national anthem will be original band members Bob Weir, Phil Lesh, and the Giants' own Tim Flannery. For tickets, call 415-972-2298. or go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Polanco, 1-0 Giants. Polanco takes a strike. He drew a walk in the first inning. Victorino and then Utley. Big chopper. Sandoval to his left. Got him.
Now the rule, if you're playing third base, take everything that you can get to your left and more.
The best we saw at that within the last 10 years was David Bell. David played very far off the line, and he really allowed Rich Aurilia to cheat a little bit more towards the middle of the diamond. Here's Victorino. I don't think I've ever seen a third baseman play off the line like David Bell did.
He was almost a step and a half more to the left than where Pablo is.
Down the left field line, hit very well, and this one is gone. And that ties the ball game.
We talk about the onage that Victorino had on Jonathan Sanchez, and it continues. And that was not a hanger either. He went down and got a pretty good breaking ball. Home run number 11, and watch the breaking ball and get it in right there above the knees, and Victorino knew it. I should say so. That was a big potato.
Here's Utley. Utley lined out to Aubrey Huff in the second. For Victorino, his 11th of the year. He's had much fewer at bats from the right side than the left side. As Utley takes a strike. But he's got now 7 home runs hitting right-handed. And 4 hitting left-handed. Utley shoots one past the diving Sandoval, and a base hit for Utley. And that'll bring Hunter Pence to the plate.
Utley, a smart base runner. He's got 11 steals. He has not been thrown out yet.
Pence 0 for 1. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Fourth inning, a 1-1 ball game. Nice play by Whiteside, 2-0.
Yeah, those are tricky. When you get a fastball that hits the plate, you don't know what it's going to do. You bounce way out in front. Top of the plate, you get a skimmer and it just kind of comes in fast. It's like hitting wet turf or sidewalk.
Two-0 pitch to Pence, and he takes a strike.
The changeup, with the way that they place Keppinger towards the bag at center, at second base rather, there's a huge hole in the right side. You can see it. I mean, it's a pretty big target right there for Pence. And you say, well, why would they play him all the way over there? Well, they have every ball that he has ever hit against the Giants chronicled, logged, libraried, and over years you get an idea where his tendencies are, and you put your defense in there.
Utley goes. He got a huge jump, and this is lined into center field, a base hit.
That may have been the biggest jump of the year. Now watch the chin. This is from April 24th. It'll dip in towards his chest. That was almost like his trigger point. Took his eyes off the target. Tonight, the eyes stay on the target. And when you keep your eyes on the target, you keep your whole motion calm. Now, once that front foot goes down, the hand's in the same position. I mean, it's identical, but it has everything to do with the balance point as you start your stride step towards your target. And it also allows you to really get consistent with the way you finish your pitch.
Here's Ibanez. Ibanez hit a fly ball to right field, more of a pop-up towards the line. He was retired. Cabrera and Keppinger at double play depth. A fly ball to medium deep outfield would give the Phillies the lead.
Strikeout situation for Sanchez.
2-0.
And Hunter Pence is like Chase Utley. I mean, he didn't go that much, but when he goes, he usually makes it.
And a good breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Keppinger, Cabrera, Huff, not in time, and the Phillies take the lead.
Just not hit hard enough. And Ibanez, when he's sniffing an RBI, like a lot of guys, gets a lot faster. Good foot speed in the backside of that play, no chance to get him. Breaks the bat. They do get the 1, but no chance to get the back in. You can see him dig it. He knew it was at stake, and the Phillies take the lead.
RBI number 61 for Ibanez. Here's Mayberry, who popped out to Huff. Ibanez, a couple of steals, but really not a threat. Down low, Ibanez, long, rangy hitter. He hit a home run last night. It was Pence and Mayberry that went back to back, and for the longest time it was a 2-0 lead, and then the Phillies added on as he bounces this one off his foot. Phillies added on in the 9th.
Well, here's the home run, fastball up and away from the target. You know, Bumgarner used to make me mistakes last night. Those were 2 balls that got up. You saw the one that Hunter Pence hit. It was a pitch up at the belt. Here, Mayberry, a 6'5" hitter. I mean, he jumped on the mistake, but that was it. 8 innings, and he was fantastic. Struck out 9. Those 2 runs were a lot when a guy like Cliff Lee threw his 5th shutout of the year.
Phillies with 2 runs here in the 4th on 3 hits, a home run and 2 singles. Very high, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Trying to reach back on that fastball. Got a little quick with his front shoulder.
3-1.
Hasn't had the great command with the changeup as we've seen him had in other games. The breaking ball and the fastball much more reliable in the strike zone than that split he throws.
Now it's 3-2. Now Ibanez will go with a count of 3-2. High and deep to left. Scherholz back. Gone. Mayberry has done it again. It's now 4-1.
Well, that one hurt. 2 outs, 2 strikes. And that was not a hanger either. And that's going to bring out Dave Righetti. He just goes down and gets it. Fastball right out over the plate, but I mean, it was about right there at the base of the strike zone, maybe even a bit lower. Get an idea of how excited the Phillies are about John Mayberry Jr.
So that'll bring up Snyder. Snyder struck out in the third. Four hits in the inning. 5 now total for the Phillies. Right at Aubrey Huff on a nice play. And that'll end the inning. Phillies on top 4-1.
It's brought to you by AT&T. The question tonight, can you name the only season in which 3 San Francisco Giants pitchers had at least 4 shutouts each? Now, that's a good question.
Yes, it is. Beltran will lead things off 4-1. Philadelphia. Beltran singled in the first. Sandoval on deck, and then Aubrey Huff. The Giants now trail by 3.
Yeah, this is the right part of the order to get back a little closer.
Beltran goes around. It's 0-2. Breaking ball down low.
Nice place for that 0-2 breaking ball. See him wiggle that glove so he doesn't tip a pitch. Does it every time.
Lined right at Polanco. Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Post your comments about the San Francisco Giants on the Big O Tires sports blog at csnbayarea.com. We got some good attitude.
Yeah, great attitude. It's Friday night.
Here's Sandoval with a sacrifice fly in the first. And he shoots this one, and it's knocked down by Worley, and he's going to throw him out.
Well, you get down by 3 runs after a 4-run fourth, and you have a line drive seed right at somebody by Beltran. Here, just kind of an excuse me, and Worley kicks it when that's another base hit. Wow. Well, keep up with the Giants on NBC Bay Area. Follow the action weeknights at 6 and 11 on NBC Bay Area News. Get inside access and better coverage of your favorite teams with combined power of Comcast Sportsnet. Weeknights at 6 and 11. The Bay Area's biggest and best sports reporting team is on NBC Bay Area.
With 2 outs, here's Aubrey Huff. Huff takes a strike.
Well, they brought their gloves.
You're so nice.
They got their beverage of choice.
Happy as can be.
Yeah.
The 0-1 to Huff. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Huff lines this one foul.
Oh, God.
Jamie Awad, there he is. Nice pick. At a babe. Wait till it stops rolling. Pick it up. That's the Bob Uecker method.
One ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2 to Aubrey Huff. Giants have had 3 base runners. Their last base runner was a single by Cabrera to open up the second. Huff lines this one into right center field. That's a solid base hit. Here's Cabrera. Cabrera bounced one in the hole between Polanco and Rollins in the second inning. Shoots this one into right field, a base hit. And Nate Sherholtz has got a shot.
And really, I mean, it could very easily have been 4 straight hits off Worley. Instead, the Giants trying to make a little 2-out thunder here. They'll bring up a tying runner with Nate Sherholtz. Look out, Huffer. Sometimes you got to play a little dodgeball.
You do not want to get hit there.
No.
Sherholtz struck out in the second. Good time to get out of that funk you're in right now. On the ground, foul, and it's 0-1. And this pop-up is going to be caught by Polanco, and that's going to end the inning. It remains 4-1 Philadelphia. In which 3 San Francisco Giants pitchers had at least 4 shutouts each. There's your answer.
Bob Knepper was 6. Ed Halicki and Vida Blue. That's dealing right there.
Here's Vance Worley. Worley singled in the 3rd inning. Here he swings and misses, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Pops this one out of play, 0-2.
There's the real Giants fan club of Orange County.
Yeah, good. It's nice to know that we have some good Giants fans down south.
The Straka family, they love torture. Had a bib.
And Worley out swinging. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we have a new edition of Buster Nose Squat ready and up at csnbayarea.com. Guys, he walked into our interview room today, albeit with a crutch and a boot, but he's putting pressure on that foot. We talk about his rehab, and he gives his thoughts on Cabrera and Beltran joining the team. csnbayarea.com, Buster Nose Squat. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Jimmy Rollins, who takes a ball away, 1 ball and no strikes. Rollins has punched out a couple of times.
Just missing a little bit away with both the curveball and the fastball. So Rollins has some count leverage here, ahead 2-0.
In the driver's seat.
And he will lengthen out. He's got some pop. We made the comparison today. We were talking about leadoff hitters in our pregame show, and we talked about this guy kind of reminds you a little bit more like Ricky Henderson because of his ability to hit the ball in the ballpark.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky Henderson was one of a kind, but the same type of leadoff hitter. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Bochy's starting to look at that lineup card.
Well, Jonathan Sanchez is due to bat second in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Giants. If he wants to stay in this game, he's got to throw a clean top of the 6th here, or top of the 5th here.
Polanco has walked and he's bounced out to third. Rollins with 24 steals. Ramon Ramirez heads down to the pen. Low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. So that's 5 straight out of the strike zone. Polanco was on the disabled list when the Giants played the Phillies last week in Philadelphia. Rollins goes, and Whiteside has no chance.
Whenever the Phillies have keyed, I mean, it's allowing them big jumps. You've seen it now with Chase Utley, and here again with Jimmy Rollins. And I think even if Eli Whiteside comes up with a clean exchange here, he's got no chance.
Giants cannot afford to let the Phillies lengthen out this lead.
You do have an open base. The only problem is the guy on deck's got your number. He's already homered off Sanchez tonight.
Beltran on the move, but this is going to reach the seats. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's a tough part of the Phillies lineup. I mean, you've got an open base there, but I mean, who do you give it to? I mean, and that makes it tough on a pitcher. You cannot get yourself down in a count, and then it makes it all the more difficult. In the last couple of innings, Sanchez has not been able to get that quick 0-1. And more often than not, he's been behind in the count, and the scoreboard reflects it.
Into right field, that's going to be a base hit. Beltran gets to it. His throw home is going to be late. The throw down to second, and they got Polanco. Rollins scores. It's 5-1.
Oh, nice at bat from Polanco. Go the opposite way with the fastball that was up and out of the plate. Beltran with a 1 hop, and Eli Whiteside comes up to take away the 1 hop because he has an opportunity to kill an out at second.
Here's Victorino. Victorino, a solo home run, and when it left the yard, it tied the game. Phillies have scored 4 more times after that. This is off the end of the bat, foul.
Here's the home run. It was a breaking ball. And the way he hit that, I think he was going up there looking for it. I mean, that's early in the count. And he was not fooled at all.
Two balls and a strike. Now it's 3-1. The walk to Rollins has hurt Sanchez. He has scored here in the 5th.
That's why a 4-pitch walk to a base stealer. That is a walk that will always seem to come back and haunt you.
3-2.
Utley on deck.
This is going to be a souvenir straight back. (5-1) Philadelphia here in the 5th inning. There's a lot of game left, but the Giants have got their hands full and trying to get some runs on Worley. This is hooked foul. Look out. Ooh.
All right, right guy got it at a bit. All smiles.
Payoff pitch. Hit off the end of the bat. And now Sanchez got a late break. And Victorino beat him to the bag. Sanchez has a hard time. I mean, I don't think he forgot. I don't think he did anything wrong. It's just he falls so hard off to the side. But if you hesitate at all, you're done.
Well, watch his foot hit the bag and skim off it too. He really stresses out his knee here. And his ankle. Clearly the play was called correctly.
It'll be a hit for Victorino, and it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. We'll be back.
New pitcher for the Giants, Ramon Ramirez coming in. He'll inherit a 1-on, 2-out scenario.
Utley 1 for 2.
His 45th appearance of the year for Ramon Ramirez.
First pitch to Utley is high and away. Utley singled in the 4th. He eventually scored.
Nice opposite field swing of the bat from Utley.
Huff. Side retired. A run for the Phillies. Giants down by 4.
For a long road trip, and they return and they'll face the San Diego Padres, the Houston Astros, and the Chicago Cubs. And what are we talking about this for? Well, tickets are going fast. There aren't that many tickets available. You've got to plan now to get your tickets to get out here and watch your Giants. And we're having a ball out here. You want to be part of this 2011 year, go to sfgiants.com, and we hope to have you here. 5-1 Philadelphia as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Whiteside, Rowan, and Torres. Whiteside fouls it back. 5-1 Phillies.
Oh yeah, they're having a reception out there in the Cove.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Come on. Whiteside hits one high. He hits it deep, and he hits it out of here. That's a big fly. We call that the Eli Whiteside happy zone.
And Vance Worley just found it. And we're going to make that our Ford right choice. And why not? When he hits them, they stay hit. And they're fun to call. Just ask my partner. Boom. Home run number 4. Long, high, majestic, Matt Williams-like. See ya. Our Ford right choice.
Bringing Rowan to the plate. Rowan came in on the double switch. Rowan takes low, hitting .248. Yeah, the wedding party right in the middle of the picture. They went, okay.
Now, you want to know what gamers are? There you go.
Rowan down the right field line, and Hunter Pence can't get it. It's a fair ball. And it'll be a double as it bounces into the seats. you like to see. Rowan going the other way.
Right now, Worley's not fooling anybody. He had a rough fourth inning. I mean, he didn't give any runs, but he could have given up 4 hits in a row. Here, the Giants pick right back up where they left off in the fourth. Leadoff home run by Whiteside here. Beautiful opposite field hitting just on the chalk line. And that's the breaks the Giants are starting to look for. And when you're in that Giants bench and you see a chalk shot like that, you start to believe. There's the dog. He's digging it.
Andres Torres looking for a hit. He's 0 for 2. Well, you start to think, well, maybe the bottom of the order can get something going, and they have. A double and a home run. And a swing and a foul. Rowan didn't know it was a foul. He took off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1.
That's simple. If you're going to beat the Phillies, you're going to have to play their game. And tonight, you got to outbang them. Eli Whiteside jump started that Giants dugout.
3 and 1.
And this becomes a big pitch for Worley.
On the ground. Torres will move Rowan to third. I don't believe that's exactly what he had in mind, but it'll be a productive out.
Well, Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. The Solar Company, call 877-60-SOLAR to schedule a free solar analysis today or visit thesolarco.com.
Let's see. Ownage.
Yeah, broadcast ownage. All right. Thank you. And we'll see him probably next Tuesday when we have our second annual Grateful Dead night.
Keppinger with Rowan at third, and he takes Lowen away. 1 ball and no strikes. Keppinger walked and scored in the first, lined out in the 8th. And make that lined out in the third as he lines this one right at Rollins.
Wow. Yeah, it'll make you shake your head. It was a good at bat. Went down and beat a pretty good pitch. I feel you.
Beltran is singled and he's lined out to Polanco. Two and 0.
Worley's trying to nibble around that strike zone. The fish are not biting. Beltran, an excellent eye.
And the Panda waiting. Three and 1 is really hits the outside corner. Three and 2.
3-1 challenge fastball right there across the letters. And he was swinging for the cove.
Payoff pitch. And he got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. It's 5-2.
Sixth inning. Now it's time for Coors Light Freeze Camp. We go back early in the ball game. We watch it play by the Panda. And why do we like the Panda so much? Because when he plays baseball, he lets us know he's having fun. That's our Coors Light Freeze Camp, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Hunter Pence takes a strike. Pence, Ibanez, Mayberry, 5-2 Phillies. Sixth inning. And a quick 0-2. Hit on the ground, right to his old teammate Keppinger, and Pence is retired. You know, don't forget that StubHub is where you'll find a great selection of seats and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. Visit StubHub to search for hard-to-get tickets to the Phillies series this weekend. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Giants. Head to StubHub and choose your seats today. Ibanez takes high and wide. LA still leading Arizona 6-1. That game is in the 7th inning. Foul back, 1 ball and 1 strike.
When we saw Ibanez back in Philadelphia, we thought he had the best swing of anybody on that team. He was on everything. You never saw him swing at anything and lose the balance in his legs.
Like that.
Oh, like that. Got off to a real slow start early in the year. And people in Philadelphia, they don't have a lot of patience. They have a guy who's a big home run hitter. An RBI guy has about an 0 for 36 going. Then he turned it around.
Two and 2 to Ibanez. And a full count as Ramirez threw that pitch a little low.
Some talents, it's easier to go for 33 in. Some are tougher on you than others.
That's true. Banya's just got a piece to stay alive. Philly, New York, those would be a couple of towns you might like to avoid along Ophir. This guy's got it going.
Yeah, that's a good looking beard. I like it. He wears it well. Wow. Good pitch. Well, Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Lenardi's Markets. Lenardi's has 8 Bay Area locations, including a new store at Bascom Avenue in San Jose. Lenardi's Markets, quite simply, the best.
Mayberry hit a home run in the 4th. No balls and 1 strike. A little low. Fourth inning. The Phillies scored 4 times. The 5th inning they picked up a solo run. Here it's 1-1 to John Mayberry. Get out of Stanford. Timeout is called.
Phillies have put a runner on base every inning except for the 2nd inning. It's our father-daughter Orange Friday. Go Giants.
They must be around somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Line drive, right field. Right at Beltran.
Mayberry has looked very solid in this series so far. Nice opposite field approach. Stays down nicely through the swing, not bleed. Always looks good when you're hitting line drives the other way. Let the ball get deep.
Here's Schneider. Down low, 1-0. Schneider takes another pitch down low. 2 balls and no strikes. So Ramirez, he's thrown the ball in the right spot. I guess a better way to put it, at least his pitches that are missing are down.
Yeah, and I got to tip my cap to the Phillies. I mean, they have had really good concentration to stay out of pitches out of the strike zone. They have not chased. They really have made the Giants pitchers work in this series.
Well, it's 3-0. Line drive right field. Beltran will play it on a hop, and they're going to wave in Ibanez. Here's the throw home, and it is not in time. And the Phillies just keep coming at you.
Charlie Manuel is an old hitting instructor before he was a manager, and he, like a lot of hitting coaches, believe you try and get a guy a good pitch to hit. Here, a 3-0 count in a 5-1 ball game. He turns Brian Schneider loose. He gets a good pitch to hit. wide slide by Ibanez avoids the tag. And the lead is up to 4 runs.
And Worley bunted at it. It's 0-1. (6-2) Phillies.
Cabrera putting on the daylight play. I like this. I mean, we saw it work in Vogelsong's game the other day with Keppinger. Here, Cabrera putting on a daylight play.
They're calling him out.
Eli Whiteside had a play at first base and never saw it. He caught the ball and turned around to show the umpire, Weslinski, the ball that he had caught with a bare hand was a nice play. Keppinger was screaming at him from first base. A nice play here. And he looked, his instincts were to second. He never looked at the runner at first.
I see a lot going on. I mean, the mask hit him 3 times.
A nice play.
So here's Rollins. Rollins is 0 for 2. He walked and scored, and this one gets away from Eli Whiteside. And both runners advance. So Worley now is thinking, all right, well, I did my job.
I guess you could say that. Wild pitch. It's right out there in front of home plate. Still, though, you can't reach for the ball. In that regard, you've got to block and not reach. So 90 feet. Everybody moves up and everybody moves into score position for Rollins. That's the proper hand position for a block. Nice block there. That wasn't an easy one either.
Two and one now to Rollins. Mayberry at third. Snyder is at second. Beltran's coming in. He's not going to get it. 2 runs are going to score, and this may have been the hit that hurts the most.
Just more impressive 2-out hitting by the Phillies. Giants just have not been able to nail down the inning. And that's going to bring Dave Righetti out to talk to Ramon Ramirez. Pretty good location pitch to hit. And Jimmy Rollins puts a line drive on it. And an easy score with 2 outs for both runners who had great jumps.
Felt up. Rollins goes, and he'll steal it.
And right now the game is getting out of hand. And what they have done, the Phillies have done, is they've done the little things right. They've laid out pitches out of the strike zone. They've been selected. They've gained count leverage. and they have capitalized when the Giants have had to come into them. They're stealing bags, and right now the Giants can't do much to help themselves.
Polanco fouls it out of play.
Ramon Ramirez can be fast out of the stretch. He has not been fast tonight. In fact, more often than not, he is more deliberate than he is quick. And deliberate is right around 1.4 on his release time. And for a base stealer, that's an eternity.
Two and one to Polanco. And Ramirez right now is struggling.
Now the Phillies aren't helping him out. I mean, they're not biting at anything out of the zone. And here again, they've worked a 3-1 count here, and Polanco's in the driver's seat.
Pence led off the inning by bouncing out to second. Then a walk and 2 singles. 3-2 to Polanco. Worley popped out on a bunt and then a 2-out base hit after a wild pitch, and both Mayberry and Schneider scored. 3-2 pitch. Slowly hit. And don't throw it, I was going to say. So it'll be an infield hit for Polanco.
Well, that's just a bad break. Make good pitch. Swing and bunt. Not a whole lot you can do about it.
Here's Victorino. Victorino, he picked up an infield hit in the 5th. And that hits Victorino in the back, and Victorino's thinking about something, and now we got action. And Eli Whiteside goes right after Polanco.
It's going to go a while. There goes Victorino in it again. Now going at it. Charlie Manuel has finally separated Victorino. And to say that there's an edge between these two teams is an understatement. And you watch Eli Whiteside get in position. And from the left comes Polanco, and Eli puts a tackle on him. And then the scrum starts. And then it really starts going right in the middle of the beehive. Guys are going down. Brian Schneider, the catcher for the Phillies, in there. And then it separates, and Victorino still looking for Ramirez. And then here he comes. He finds, may have been Hensley Mullins that he finally tackled.
You know, I'm looking at Aubrey Huff. He's got a little bit of a scuffle going on the side of his face.
Well, let's take a look at up top. There's the drill job. Whiteside, and then from the left comes Polanco. And Whiteside, you know, you're always worried about a sucker punch.
Right.
I thought Eli did him a favor by tackling when that just fired a sucker punch on Polanco, because he didn't know what Polanco was going to do. It looked like Ron Wotus was getting into it a bit with Mike Winters, one of the umpires.
Well, he's holding back Victorino is what he's doing. He's not trying to hurt him.
And that's Masinski, the plate umpire, holding back Victorino. And you watch him, and he just goes right at it. And he runs into Mullins. And here we go again. Victorino hadn't blinked yet.
Hey, fun at the yard. Come on.
Yep. It's never boring between these two teams. It's a rivalry that has intensified each time these two guys get together, these two teams get together. The way that Whiteside got out from behind home plate and positioned himself between Victorino and Ramirez, and he started bouncing around, you sensed it was game on.
Well, Charlie Manuel's either taking Victorino out of the game or he's been ejected. I think.
Jeremy Affeld's coming in the game. Victorino's gone. Ramirez is gone.
It's a double switch too. Beltran's coming out.
And Eli Whiteside got tossed.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, he's really just trying to make sure nobody got into the pile. But
now watch Eli. Your job is to get between the hitter and your pitcher and protect him. And then all of a sudden here comes Polanco. And Eli Whiteside went into the sled drill.
so you got a lot of baseball left. Is, you know, some of the coaches are really trying to help.
Well, that was Juan Samuel, the third base coach for the Phillies, getting into it with Ron Wotus. And then there's the discussion between Wotus and the umpires. Mike Winters.
Well, it's going to be testy. Not just the remaining 4 innings in this game, but there's 2 more games left. It's going to be testy.
Bruce Bochy informing Eli Whiteside that he's been ejected. Whiteside saying, I'm just doing my job. And he did it well. And you know what? Maybe that's exactly what they needed. A good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Shake the cobwebs.
Ross is now in right field. Stewart is behind the dish. Bases are loaded. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog expert.
Well, Jeremy Affeldt is the new pitcher, and he comes in to try to pick up the pieces here with bases loaded, 2 outs.
Breaking ball is high.
And he tried to lean into it. And I think that's what Muslinski said. I don't think he debated that he got hit by the pitch. He's just saying you didn't make an effort to get away from the thing. Tell you what, you do that as a hitter, and that is not appreciated by the guy on the mound.
One and 0 to Utley. Utley bounces this one to Keppinger, and that'll end the inning. 3 runs on the board. 8-2 Phillies.
This ain't over.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent. We are insurance. We are Farmers. By Xfinity, home of the most live sports. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich Combo is back. 2 chicken patties, bacon, and melting cheese, served with a 20-ounce drink, and small seasoned curly fries for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants.
Here at AT&T Park, lots going on. 8-2 Phillies. Is Pablo Sandoval is going to lead things off.
Well, this is far from over.
Howard is at first. Mayberry moves to center field.
In baseball today, I mean, you have a Donnybrook right here. I mean, it's not over. The league gets a hold of it, and then all of a sudden you get suspensions.
Oh, and 2 to Sandoval. The suspensions usually start after everybody's been warned. That's the problem.
I don't think this issue is far from over between these two teams either.
Sandoval takes high, 1-2.
Warning has been issued to both benches if there's retaliation now. Pitcher's out, manager's out. But it wouldn't surprise me at any time to see somebody else get drilled this game.
2-2 to Sandoval. Sandoval lines this one fair down the right field line. Sandoval's digging for 2, and he's going to make it.
Like I said, maybe it's a wake-up call. And that is a pitch that Worley wanted to throw. They set up the inside corner, and the Panda just spinned on it, breaks it right past Howard, who just came in the game. And when all this dust is settled, you find Panda safe at second, safe and secure, and that's New York life.
Huff is 1 for 2. No balls in 1 strike. Huff skies this one into shallow center field for Mayberry. And that'll bring up Cabrera.
Huff comes in. There he is with Pence trying to protect.
Well, he got smoked somewhere in this deal.
May have been right there when he went down on the ground. You could need the head.
Yeah, I mean, when I say smoked, I don't mean somebody from the Phillies hit him. You can get tangled up and busted up in a lot of different ways, as this is foul straight back. Hit high to left field in the park to Ibanez. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Cody Ross.
Tell you what though, partner, as far as baseball fights are concerned, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, not a lot of finger pointing in this one. Ross hitting for the first time. Big breaking ball misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0 to Cody Ross. Sandoval with a leadoff double. He's at second. Hit high to left field. Ibanez back. Ibanez in front of the track, and he makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. 7th inning coming up. Summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Good night for John Mayberry. Phillies have done a good job with runners in scoring position. Giants have not in this series. Eli Whiteside hit a home run and was ejected, and Jonathan Sanchez in his first outing gave up 5 earned runs. So here's Afel facing Pence. Pence rolls it foul, and it's 0-1. One change. Pablo Sandoval's out of the game. Mike Fontenot is in at third. Pence takes low.
Yeah, it's hard to tell you exactly what it was that set it off. I mean, it could have been the 3-0 swing of the bat by Brian Schneider. It could have been the stolen base by Jimmy Rollins in an 8-2 game. I mean, you don't know. But whatever it was a saturation point. I guess it could have just slipped out of his hand.
Well, it could have, yeah. And it could have been that it came from one guy, you know, and that's the guy on the mound.
But whatever it was, Ramon Ramirez had enough. But it definitely woke the crowd up here.
3-1 to Pence. Pence hits a high drive into left center field. This one's going to go, and it is gone. And that is a big fly, folks. I don't remember him being this good with the Astros.
Well, things that you do in Houston kind of got forgotten because of where they were in the standings. It's a little different when your team's in first place with the best record in the National League. But whatever it is, he has definitely showed up in this series. Another pitch up. And it's pretty much the same location he hurt Bumgarner with yesterday.
Oh, and 1 to Ibanez. 0-2 to Ibanez. No swing. 1-2. Ibanez has scored twice. He's knocked in a run. And he got him.
Good hook. Yeah, one more time. There's a first and third, 2 outs. Eli Whiteside gets out there between Victorino and Ramirez. And once Polanco comes in and Eli Whiteside does the sled drill on him, it all broke loose, and it went for a while.
You know, what the umpires may be thinking, Mike, is nothing appeared to look like it was going to happen until Whiteside tackled Polanco. And, you know, and he's doing that because you're right. He's seeing somebody coming out of the corner of his eye. But once the tackle was made is when everything really started to go.
No, I think Eli did him a favor by not just smoking the first. Just by smoking the first guy that comes up on your blind side. I mean, you don't want to be running into somebody in a fight, because your first instinct when this all breaks loose is survival.
Because right now, Victorino's, he's not going to go out. This could be just finger pointing, but once somebody gets tackled, it's game on. And I'm not blaming Eli Whiteside. I mean, that's what you do if you see somebody coming out of the corner of your eye, or that's the polite thing to do rather than smoke them. Because he's thinking Polanco's going right after Ramirez. I mean, you could make a case that Polanco should go.
Well, yeah, you absolutely could make a case. There's probably 3 or 4 other guys in the bottom of the scrum that could have gone as well. You see Victorino right there without the helmet on in the middle of it.
One and 2 to Snyder. Full count now to the Phillies catcher with 2 outs here in the 7th. Pence has hit a home run. And this is chopped foul.
And the other thing too is you wait tomorrow, you get to the ballpark and you find out all the peripheral dings that a team takes in a Donnybrook like that.
Because you do. You find out tonight or tomorrow morning, you're right, where you got hurt. And Snyder hit by a pitch. And that'll bring up Worley.
You're in the middle of a scrum and you're at the bottom wrestling around. You wake up the next day and all of a sudden your shoulder's locked up or your back is tight. And that always happens when you get into one like we just saw.
Worley on the ground to Cabrera, and that will end the inning. The home run by Pence. It's now 9-2 Phillies. listen up. Right now it's Vance Worley who's got a nice lead, a 7-run lead.
Now, this has got a text message from one of our old pals, Mark Grant, former Giant, now a broadcaster with the Padres, said he was just turned on the Giants game, and lo and behold, a Jerry Springer show broke out in the middle of the infield. Mark Grant always had a different way to look at things. His Padres beat the Pirates today in Pittsburgh 15-5. For the Pirates, they have now lost 8 in a row.
The Giants' 55th consecutive shutout this season. Season totals now 2,301,792.
Here's Worley facing Chris Stewart, batting for the first time, and Stewart takes a strike. Rowan to follow, and then Andres Torres. 7th inning.
Guillermo Mota finishing off his really warm-up pitches, get greased up.
Low and away.
Pitch number 93 for Worley.
Stewart lines it foul.
Oh!
Get our. No, everything's good.
Jamie Uwad, our first base ball dude tonight.
He's running from it.
I would
following him.
You got that glove. Use it, Meat. Come on.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was a bullet. I got it. I got it. Thank you, Lord, for the fence.
Stewart out swinging. 5 strikeouts for Worley. And here's Rowan, who doubled down the right field line in the 5th.
We watch at my house. All right. Well, thanks for having us at your house.
1 ball and no strikes.
We enjoy coming over every day.
Yeah, can you chill a little Pinot the next time?
56 degrees.
2 balls and no strikes to Rowan. There's a strike.
Nice location on the 2-0 fastball.
Pitch will be 100 now for Vance Worley. Two and 2.
Dave Greshner talking it over with Aubrey Huff. And that's another thing. Dave Greshner will quietly touch base with every one of the Giants between now and the end of the evening. See if they're all right.
When you get involved in one of those and you have so much adrenaline that when it's all over with and you get into the dugout, a lot of times you don't even know if you're hurt.
Oh, I say, hey, you're bleeding. What's the deal?
No. And Rowan out looking. Keep up with the Giants on NBC Bay Area. Follow the action weeknights at 6 and 11. on NBC Bay Area News. Get inside access and better coverage of your favorite teams with the combined power of Comcast Sports Net. Weeknights at 6 and 11. The Bay Area's biggest and best sporting reporting is on NBC Bay Area. Utley will throw out Torres, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Worley. Yeah, I want to do that. They will be in town. The Astros in a big 4-game series. Less than 30 regular season home games remain. Go to sfgiants.com. (9-2) Phillies. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
New pitcher for the Giants will be the veteran Guillermo Mota, coming in for his 37th time this season. There you see his numbers, 2-2 with a 4.14 ERA.
Yeah, I think the Mike Wyslinski, the home plate umpire, went out and said, in case you didn't know, we have a warning that has been issued. And Mota went, yeah, I've been here.
I get it. I understand.
Fly in the wall. I'd love to be a fly in the wall for that conversation. Gross is at first. Here's Rollins. Rollins takes down low.
It definitely is difficult to pitch after a warning's been issued, because if you come inside and you come a little bit too inside, you're out of the game.
No, it happened with Affeldt and Snyder in the 7th, and the umpire was right. Affeldt's not trying to hit Snyder, but he did hit him. But you're not going to get a whole lot of leeway, let's put it that way. I mean, bottom line is if I'm a hitter, I don't even think about a pitch inside.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Never, just don't even worry about it.
Once the warning's been issued, look away.
Hit to DeRosa. DeRosa will flip to Mota.
Mota coming off an outing that was quite impressive. His last outing with 2 innings, struck out 6. Did you pick him as your player of the game that night?
I did. Come on, you face. I think he faced 7 hitters. He struck out 6 of them. Not bad.
It was nice.
I'm a little disappointed he didn't strike out Rollins, to be quite honest with you.
Well, it's a little surprising. He didn't strike him out.
Here's Polanco. Polanco bounces this one to Keppinger. Two outs, and the hitter will be Howard.
They had a pretty good. That's Greg Gross, the hitting instructor for the Phillies. And then all of a sudden, Victorino tears off into Hensley Mullins. Hensley's got to stand up thinking, what the heck are you hitting me for? I'm a coach. That's because Hensley Mullins won the Ramon Ramirez lookalike contest in the eyes of Shane Victorino.
Howard takes up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. There he is.
Sorry, wrong guy.
In tight to Howard, 2 balls and no strikes.
Two pitches way inside, and I know what's going on in the mind of Howard. It goes like this. You better not hit me.
That's right. Three and 0. I would be very careful here with Howard. 3 and 0, 24 home runs. And he walked him. And Utley's going to hit. Utley's 1 for 4. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
I mean, there was a lot of attention in the eyes of the baseball world directed towards this series before the first pitch was thrown in yesterday's game.
And tight to Utley. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mota doesn't care right now.
He doesn't care.
He's going in. He doesn't matter. He said, if I hit him, I hit him. And it just makes us totally look bad.
Yeah, well, he hasn't backed off from that inside corner.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
But if there wasn't enough attention that's being directed to this particular series after tonight's brawl, it's taken on a whole new dimension. And tomorrow this will be a nationally televised game.
See where Stewart sets up. And Utley out swinging to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Terrible.
joining us. There was some serious action that took place in the top of the 6th inning. Now, we mentioned before the game that the Phillies and the Giants have a history together, and tonight you saw it boil over. Shane Victorino charging the mound after being hit by a pitch from Ramon Ramirez. Eli Whiteside, Ramon Ramirez, Victorino all ejected. And gentlemen, I'm guessing a few players will come to the park tomorrow with some bumps and bruises.
All right, Amy.
Yeah, there'll be a few bumps and bruises. You hope they're not too severe.
Michael Stutz is the new pitcher. 9-2 Phillies. Stutz is facing Jeff Keppinger. First pitch down low.
Stutz a hard thrower. He'll go low to mid-90s with a fastball and a slider. Take a look at his numbers. 5-1, 3.18 ERA, 38 strikeouts at 39 2/3. He will walk a few people.
Keppinger skies it out to right. Hunter Pence comes in a couple of steps. Brian Wilson needs some work. He's in the bullpen. Here's Mark DeRosa batting for the first time. A lot of hard work for Mark DeRosa to get back, and here he is. Giants activated him yesterday.
Yeah, that's got to be a pretty good feeling to get back, get active, get your at-bats. And once you get an injury that takes you away from this game for an extended period of time, and it has happened that way to DeRosa, you find out just how much you miss this game.
(2-0) to DeRosa, and DeRosa fouls it out of play. Last time we saw Mark DeRosa take a swing was at Dodger Stadium.
Yep.
And completely blew up his. Well, he actually didn't even swing, but that was it, and he was out and gone.
Just getting his hands cocked and loaded, and when he walked out the field in Los Angeles, we thought he was done.
Done. And he did too, I think.
But here he is.
Three and two to DeRosa. And he pops this one up over by the Phillies dugout, and it's going to carry into the second row. Tomorrow, Matt Cain against Cole Hamels. Here it's a 3-2 pitch to DeRosa. And it's a soft line drive right at Valdez. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Fontenot. Hamels fan in attendance. Guillermo Mota to follow. And a base hit, and Mota gets to hit. So here's Guillermo.
Oh, this is always entertaining. First at bat in the big leagues, hit a home run. He's got 2 in his career.
She's not afraid to share.
I don't blame him.
Foul back. No balls and 1 strike.
I mean, there aren't that many relief pitchers out there that have 2 home runs. You're kind of in a unique club.
Oh, 2. I think Guillermo's in the swing mode. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's in the swing mode. He'd never take batting practice.
Ever.
Ever. A lot of relievers don't. Just too much wear and tear in your arm.
And he got him, and that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up.
At 12:30, first pitch at 1 o'clock will be Tim Lincecum taking on Roy Oswalt. So join us if you would right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Hunter Pence takes a strike. Pence has a couple of hits, one of them a long home run. And this one is down low. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
See the numbers for Brian Wilson. Another solid season. Good tight little cutter. Been hard to find. Wait, married 9 years? It's torture? I don't believe it.
No, they're just kidding.
They're just kidding.
Good joke. Way to go. We don't believe you. Pence, see you later.
Last time Brian Wilson pitched in a game was last Friday in Cincinnati. In that 13-inning ball game. When a team has a losing streak, that's a rough time to be a closer. That's nasty. He took his legs completely out of everything.
Here's Ibanez. Ibanez slices this one down the left field line. That's going to be at least a double. Rowan will pick it up. For the Phillies, their 13th hit. Ibanez first on the night. And now it's going to be John Mayberry. Wilson waiting on Mayberry to get in the box. And a strike, and it's 0-1, 96th.
Well, you get a week off, your arm has a tendency to get a little stronger. However, you get too much time off, and it starts to go the other way. So tonight, a maintenance inning for Brian Wilson.
Oh, 0-2 to Mayberry.
Mayberry was right on that cutter. He has looked good in this series.
Oh, 0-2. Very close.
Great 0-2 pitch right there. Definitely make a hitter think. Make an umpire think.
In the dirt, 2-2 now to Mayberry. Remember, Kane Hamels tomorrow, Oswalt Lincecum Sunday, and then the Pirates are in town for 3. And then the road.
For a long road trip, 10 days, 3 in Florida, 4 in Atlanta, 3 in Houston.
Up the middle. Cabrera off balance throw. And DeRosa digs it out. All in all, a nice play by shortstop first baseman. And the more work that DeRosa gets at first, the better it is for everybody.
All right, throwing off the right foot. Let's take a look at the dig to the backhand on a 1-hop. Mark DeRosa with excellent hand. Making the pick like he does it every day.
Should be a nice soft bounce, right?
Yeah.
Here's Snyder. Two 2-0 with Ross Glode watching from the on-deck circle. The crowd tonight, 42,165. And the 2-0 pitch to Snyder, and it's a strike, 2-1. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm not going to let the heat get to me on the next trip.
How are you going to avoid that?
I'm not sure. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that. But
we need to dress like John coming to the ballpark.
Yeah.
John Miller.
There's a strike. 3.
Hawaiian shirts and short pants. All right, to change our image, we could do this. What do you think? How about wearing panda hats? That may cool us off.
Probably not.
Probably right.
Foul at the plate. Certainly not wear the beard.
No, that would not be something that would cool you off in
No.
Florida or Atlanta or Houston.
Yeah, Rhino yawn.
That was a good one right there. That was a good one.
And the walk to Snyder, and Glode's going to hit.
All right, let's see it.
Oh. It's about time we took that one out of the closet. He swallowed it pretty quick on you, though.
That's good.
Here's Glow, and he takes a strike.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
She's seen it before.
Pops is hanging around. Oh, no, a quick one.
He's going rapid fire now.
Glow enjoying the steps out. Oh, they did that a lot when I hit in Cleveland. 0-2.
At 96, two-seam action. Nasty pitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, here they go.
Just give our camera guys a theme. Just give them a theme. They're going to find a whole section that's yawning. It's very high to Claude. 1-2. Yeah, that brought water to her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a good one. She was like, wow, I've been wanting to do that the whole game.
It popped both ears.
One-two pitch to Glow, and he got him, and that'll end the inning. Oh, my goodness. Here he is.
Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Dave Benz and John Henry Smith will host the show, and they'll tell you about clubhouse reaction about this one. They'll talk about the Raiders making a big addition and the 49ers take a look at their new look secondary. All that and more right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Sportsnet Central.
Final now in Arizona. The Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 7-4. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. You're looking at David Herndon.
He's got a big sink. It's a high velocity sink. It'll go low to mid 90s and a slider. Kind of a two-pitch guy.
Facing Orlando Cabrera. 9-2 Phillies. Long night at the yard for the Giants, and in the middle of all of this, a fight broke out.
And it was a good one.
And it was not your typical baseball fight. There was actually some action. And even at that, you know, Joe Thornton's looking at that and saying, "You thought that was action?"
Well, fighting's legal in hockey.
Well, it's kind
you
of
can't do it in baseball. I mean, here you fight, you miss 2 games. There you fight, you miss 2 minutes. Big difference.
Two and two. Yeah, good point. They got some spirit. They're hanging in there. And that's why we love those Giants fans in this 2-2 count. And this is hit on the ground to Polanco. 1 out. Here's Cody Ross. Everybody's kind of hanging in there. An early double switch with Nate Sherholtz brought Ross into the game. He hit in the 6th inning, hit a ball fairly deep to left field. 1 ball and no strikes. Ross towards the hole, into the hole. Valdez knocks it down, and he gets hurt. Valdez has got an empty left hand right now.
Well, it took his breath away.
And rolled on it.
See Polanco going to a dive.
See how you roll on it? Ouch.
He rolled his glove over. Yeah, I did see how he rolled on it, and he's not comfortable. Well, you know if it's hurt, the ball's going to find you.
Oh, absolutely. Stewart struck out in his only at bat. That came in the 7th. Whiteside was one of the players ejected during the fight. Stewart pops it up. Valdez is out. As Mike said, the ball will find you. 2 outs.
Never fails.
Rowan will hit for the 3rd time. At the knees, no balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That's a good little slider. That's a swing and miss slider.
Snyder knocks it down.
Saw the strikeout walk ratio for Herndon, and it's more than a 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, which is, I don't normally see that with sinker guys. Usually they're 1-to-1.
Rowan on the ground to Polanco, and he'll go to Utley, and that'll end the ball game. So game 2 in the series goes to the Phillies. They score 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 1 more run in the 7th, and they go on to beat the Giants. And now tomorrow's game is pretty important.
Well, tomorrow's game becomes huge, and the Giants, after losing the first 2 in this series, are going to have to play their A game, because right now the Phillies are hot. They have now won 8 in a row, and it was a combination of great pitching and great hitting that did the Giants in tonight.
So final score here at AT&T Park: the Phillies 9 and the Giants 2. Esurance postgame live with interviews, and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio for an update.